We are back for another episode of 3 PMS Ladies Podcast Show. Whoop, whoop. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you.
You know I couldn't do that.
Little nieces and nephews.
I'm so tone deaf, so she has to be the one to do it. Oh.
I'm your girl Queen P.
I am New Year Nick,
Yeah.
but we're in a different month, so it's still Nick.
Now, I ain't even going to bother doing the segments. We've got so much stuff to cover. It's absolutely crazy. First of all, I want to apologise because we haven't released an episode in like forever.
Let's not say. Yeah.
Obviously, we've all been busy getting on with our lives, trying to stick to our New Year's resolutions, realising that's absolutely rubbish and just getting on
I
with
didn't make them.
True. And just getting on with shit. So we have so much celeb gossip. So much stuff has happened. We're only right at the beginning of 2019.
And it's going down.
Okay. What do we cover first?
R. Kelly.
Oh, God, that
we have
bitch.
to, because that one started first from like December-ish, January. Like,
yes.
before we even knew what date it was, and you're still right in 2018, R. Kelly stuff had dropped.
True. Okay, so let me just give a bit of background for those of you who've been sleeping under a rock and haven't heard about the latest, not even the latest, but what's been going on with R. Kelly. So, R. Kelly has been charged, I think it's 4 different counts, I think.
More than that.
Oh, wow. Of sexual assault with sexually assaulting minors.
Yeah.
Right? So, but just a bit of background. We all know that this sort of stuff has been going on with R. Kelly, allegedly, for years. I remember being way back in the early 90s, being in school, and the whole stuff around him and Aaliyah being out. You know, Aaliyah was kind of his protege.
Yep.
She was singing songs like Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. She was hanging out with R. Kelly. There was rumors that they had gotten married and all sorts. And then for some reason, it kind of all died down.
Yeah.
Then a few good years later, Aaliyah wasn't really messing with R. Kelly. She was on the whole Timberland Missy kind of train. And then later on, another set of allegations came out, maybe in the early 2000s. Allegations came out about him and a sex tape with a minor, and, you know, all this kind of golden shower stuff. You know, he went to court and was found not guilty, even though it was blatant that he was on the tape. But the girl and the girl's family said it's not them, they're not on the tape, blah, blah, blah.
Denial.
Yep, then again, our people again forgot about it. R. Kelly's bringing out hit after hit after hit after hit. So now we fast forward to now present day. Then there's rumors about R. Kelly having a house full of women that he's locked up and treating all sorts of ways. Some are underage, some are overage, you know. And then this documentary comes out. Bam! Comes out right at the ending/beginning of 2019, where the victims are giving their accounts and their stories from way back. They cover from the Aaliyah era. They cover the fact that R. Kelly gives us a bit of background about R. Kelly, about how he himself was sexually assaulted, I think, by his sister.
Yeah, his sister, uncle.
Yeah, his sister was a lot older than him. I think he was 6 and his sister was like 16. I think like him and his brother was both sexually assaulted by her for years, never kind of told anybody. And I think that kind of spiral, you know, that kind of stayed with R. Kelly and kind of partly contributed to the predator he is today. I mean, everybody knows R. Kelly is illiterate. So obviously there's some issues. There's a lot of issues there. But yeah, you know, so I guess, like I said, the victims have come out. His ex-wife have come out about his behavior, you know, he felt the need to film everything. You know, there was multiple women have come forward, some underage, some overage, and it's just absolutely crazy. And I guess now, ever since this documentary's come out, obviously it's fueled the fire again, and now he's going to be prosecuted again for similar allegations to the ones of the past. Your thoughts?
Well, obviously when it came out first back in the day when the whole Aaliyah thing came out, it was still like, well, obviously we were young, so it's like you're just reading about it or just hearing about it. I was never a big R. Kelly fan back in the day like that anyway, or an Aaliyah fan, to be honest with you. But I never went deep into the song. So obviously looking back now, it's kind of like they actually said what they were doing. That age was nothing but a number. They didn't have the relations. But you just didn't think too much of it. What adults, I'm guessing, probably did. But like kids and slash mid, like teens, 20s, didn't think anything about it.
Yeah.
And then, like you're saying, fast forward, all the stuff coming out, going through court. You always go, okay, well, he's not found guilty, and the family's denied it. You kind of let it go, and because he was still doing hits, it's still that thing of like, we've accepted you, we've accepted what you've, like, you know, who you've been. That's your personal life. Forget about it in a hot second and moving on. When the 6-part documentary now came out, whole nother ball game. So as much as we know the history of probably why he's like this, it's still the extent to how much different women through different ages have said what's happened to them. And it's kind of a thing of where he's been able to get away with so much things because people are enabling him. So like you said, he's illiterate. So how did he sign all these documents? How did he get these people to show up to do certain things? He's had people helping him, and he's had the parents of the girls helping him or turning a blind eye. So it's almost like a trafficking, child prostitution slash thing going on there. And I just think it's good now, even before the whole court thing happened, that a lot of celebrities have actually stood up and gone, actually, it's not okay. Because prior to that, it was like, we're going by what the media's showing us. We're going by how celebrities are. People always look up to them. And it's a thing for they've accepted them. But now actually celebrities going, actually, I'm not cool with you, R. Kelly. I'm not cool with what you did. I'm going to stop listening to your music. So then the other people underneath have a choice. Not underneath like, well, you know, we're lower than them. But the other people who are just watching can actually go, there's two sides to this story. And if some celebrities are going, no, it's not okay, then let's take a stand. Whereas before, it's very much like, if a celebrity makes a mistake, no celebrity will talk out against them. And everyone just goes along with it. But with this R. Kelly one, I think it's a thing where there's a clear divide of, fine, we love your music, we've listened to your music for the last 20, 30 years, I still love you. I'm still not going to take your personal life into account. That's your professional life, so I'm going to listen to your music. Whereas some have gone, actually, no, you've made some great hits, but what you've done behind closed door is not acceptable, and so I'm not going to support any of it. And that's what I appreciate about this whole R. Kelly thing that's come out so far. Me personally, I think, he's done some of the stuff. The parents have helped with that. The people working for him has helped with that. He is wrong and he should be punished for it.
Amen.
To what extent, I don't know. But definitely there's been a lot of wrong that's been done there and probably still going on right now. And will live with a lot of people. So he should definitely suffer for it.
Okay. So what I feel is that R. Kelly has used his music to tell people exactly what's going on. And I heard this on The Rival Show. I'm going to reference The Rival Show because it is 100% true. He had his song In the Closet. Look at that. I mean, he's doing all sorts of things behind closed door. He had Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Clearly that's what he thinks because he likes to go with little girls. He had the song Pied Piper. Do you know what I mean?
Calling the people.
He is like a mastermind. He knows the kind of women to target, but the ones with low self-esteem, the ones who, no disrespect to anyone, kind of easily manipulated and controlled. All the women that he had kind of, I guess, manipulated and controlled and kind of brainwashed were all the same kind of chick.
Personality types were kind of similar.
You know, like easily led away. You know, and as well, he sold them, a lot of the ones who were like singers and stuff, he sold them that, oh, I can help you. I mean, who wouldn't? You know, you think R. Kelly, you know, he's in the business, he can help you. You know, like that's how a lot of them, Justin Bieber, that's how a lot of them, you know, gain notoriety in their career by kind of, you know, being brought on by another well-known artist. I mean, you know, it happens, you know, so I'm not trying to say that, you know, that, oh, you only the weak-minded, those people, people manipulate because people have a dream, people are really focused, career driven, and think this person can help. So it's easy to draw certain people in, but there's got to be a point where you're like, hold up a second, this is some bullshit. You know, I ain't had one record released, I ain't, you know, not even iTunes, not even, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? There's got to be a point. And the parents, like I said, the parents, come on. Oh God, R. Kelly.
Robert Kelly.
We can. Okay, so just fast forwarding a bit. R. Kelly recently did an interview with Oprah Winfrey's best friend, Gayle King. Now, let me tell you something about Oprah Winfrey. That is one good best friend, because I would like one of my best friends to try and help get me on, because who knew who the fuck Gayle King was until Oprah introduced her to the world. But anyway, that's another by the side. Now, I have to tip my hat, put a shout out to Gayle King, because people were acting a fool up in those interviews that she was doing around this whole R. Kelly saga. And my girl kept her composure. You could have thrown water on her face and her face wouldn't have reacted. So R. Kelly, she was asking R. Kelly those real questions. Like, did you really do this? Like, what the hell's going on? Your wife has come out. She's asked him questions. And if you don't see the way R. Kelly was behaving, like, what you mean? This ain't true. This ain't true. People are trying to ruin me. She was like, what about the child support? Because that's another reason, like, he's been charged again, because he didn't pay child support. He went to court. He had a court hearing a few days ago. And I think he had to pay he was summoned because he had to pay over 100 and God knows what in back child support. And then he said he could pay 50.
Yeah. And
the judge went, oh, hell to the no. We're going to lock you up. Clearly, he's only saying 50 because basically he ain't got it.
Yeah.
So, he's like, how can I pay child support when my ex-wife is ruining my name? I gotta work. How can I work? People don't want to work with me. How can I work if you're dragging my name for the man? How can I work? She's trying to ruin me. They're like, what about your relationship with your children? Do you know how many people ain't got no relationship with their daddy? My relationship is zero. Guys, he is flailing. He's waving his arms around. He's getting up. Gayle King's just sitting there. Now, some people have said, was Gayle King scared? No disrespect for those of you who are not black. Black people know how to act a fool. Yeah, act all crazy, act all like gyrating over the top. And those that know black people sit back down, because in their mind they're thinking, bitch, sit down.
Yeah.
You know you ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah. Sit your ass down. Take a seat. R. Kelly, just for the dramatics, is acting a fool.
Yeah.
And these are not questions that he's not been asked before. He's been asked these questions before. And I guarantee you, especially where maybe there wasn't a lot of media hype around it, or there wasn't a camera involved. Trust me, he wasn't jumping for joy and screaming and kicking and acting an idiot. Yeah, so that's why Gayle King's sitting back thinking, first of all, I got security behind me. You ain't gonna do shit. Second of all, sit your ass down. Because we all know you're just acting here. You're acting. Sit down. I feel like he's a very sick individual. His version of reality and reality itself are just completely different.
Yeah.
And in that interview, Gayle King had R. Kelly's two girlfriends, I guess the ones that are happy to come forward, Azriel and another girl called Jocelyn. Now, these girls are estranged from their families. They were there sitting there saying it's their families that have pushed this whole thing. Their families want money, X, Y, Z, all this crap. Their families were actually on the documentary that they saw. I remember Azriel's family were on there.
Yeah.
And again, I don't feel like they're entirely to blame, but they knew about the allegations against R. Kelly. And even as a precaution, even though he was found not guilty, even as a precaution, do not let your child be left alone with this individual. Mm-hmm. Do not. I don't believe, we're going to get onto Michael Jackson hopefully in a little bit. I don't believe Michael Jackson sexually assaulted anybody. But because of the allegations and because I don't know this man, I'm not going to leave my child with him. And that goes for anybody. I don't care whether you've gone through the judicial system and you've been found not guilty. I don't care. If I don't know you, I ain't leaving my kid with you. Yeah. If I don't know you, I won't even leave my food with you. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Let alone my kid.
Yeah.
So anyway, I felt that on the interview, the girls, especially Azriel, was being extremely disrespectful to Gayle King. You knew why you were coming on the show. You knew that certain questions were going to be asked. Stop acting a black fool. Gayle King asked her. She said, okay, you two are the girlfriends of R. Kelly. They're like, yep, they're like a little family. She's like, okay, so Gayle King goes on to ask, are you guys sexually active with each other? Is it all three of you in a relationship? And Azriel, with her thrifty mouth, started saying, oh, excuse me, I didn't come on here to talk about my sex life. Well, bitch, what the fuck did you come on here for? We don't want to know what you do on the weekends. We don't want to know what clubs you've joined. We don't want to know what you do for a living. This is all about R. Kelly and his sex life. That's why you're here, bitch. Do you know what I mean? So she's all like, I didn't come here, and I just think it's disrespectful for you to ask me that question. You know, as a woman, can I ask you what goes in your bedroom? Our Gayle King is just straight faced. She's like, no, but this is a unique situation. So we just want to understand what kind of relationship you guys are in. You know, is it just you have separate time with R. Kelly, you and him? Is it all three of you interacting in this relationship? We just want to know. Just like I said, I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to discuss my sex life like that. I didn't come on here for that. You know, I'm just looking at this pigeon thinking, you should have finished school before you, because there's a way you can conduct yourself. Even if you don't want to answer that question, you can go, Gayle King, I respect your question, but I'm not really going to answer that. Just, you know, we're in a relationship with him. We both know about each other and we're respectful. Sorry, guys, that's my PA calling. Sorry, let me just cut her off. You know, and we're, you know, we just want to be, you know, we haven't come to go in explicit detail, but just know that, but you know, there's a way that she can put it, and Gayle King, I don't really feel was pushing anyone. She just asked the question. Just asking the question. She wasn't trying to rephrase it in another way or you know, keep pushing them out. Once the girl was acting a fool, she just moved on to the next question.
Well, I think she answered the question without answering the question anyway. So we just got to go by that as well, the way she was carrying herself.
Like a fool. Look, I mean, anyway, like I said, I just think that evidence speaks for itself. There's too many witnesses that have come forward. This stuff has been going on for decades. I'm not really going to get into the whole, because people have discussed it. Oh, it's little black girls. No one cared. This, that. The only reason why I don't want to specifically go into that is because black people have been helping R. Kelly get away with this shit for a long time. I don't want it to be a case of when they're saying no one cared because it's black girls. For me, the implication is white people didn't care because it was little black girls. For me, black people brought this issue and have kept this issue going on. So before black people start looking outside for white people, look within your own community. What role did you play? I just heard the other day, for the first time, R. Kelly went to the bank. He'd never been in a bank before. This is a 50 God knows what year old man. Never been to the bank. So who's been helping him with his money?
Exactly.
Who?
People working for him.
Yeah. Who? On that documentary, the people I see working for him were black people. You guys have been helping facilitate. And most of the things that this guy's been doing, you've been helping facilitate. So I don't want to hear about, oh, people didn't care. Before you start looking and pointing the finger at white people, you, black community, you've been helping him. You've been buying his records. You've been two-stepping on the dance floor to his records. You've been supporting this guy. Ever since the whole documentary went out, his Spotify, you know, the amount of plays this guy's been getting has doubled, quadrupled. So don't be telling me about, oh, white people didn't care. People didn't care. You black people have been helping him. So go and check what the shit going on in your own backyard before you start looking at what's going on in Main Street. Boom. Okay?
So she doesn't like black people.
Sorry.
Just so you know.
Sorry. I'm just saying, don't try and, you know, look out in the front and behind. You're not checking what you're doing. That's it. So everybody's got responsibility here. Not just white people or people didn't care because they're black. Black people didn't care.
Yeah.
Simple. And some black people still don't care. You still rocking to his music. I do not listen to. I've never been a huge fan of R. Kelly anyway. I don't even think he's got a great singing voice, if I'm being honest with you. He can hold a note. He's an amazing songwriter and he knows how to make a tune. Yeah. End of. You know, that I will never take away from him. He is talented. But the means that he, him being able to continue this lifestyle of having all these chicks and reaching out to these chicks and manipulating and flying this person here and to be able to keep a whole bunch of women, you got to be able to pay for them. You got to be able to feed them. You got to be able to feed yourself. He is doing all this through music. If you don't support the music, if you don't buy the music, then he can't do this shit. He'd be like, okay, kids, it's now time to go back to your mothers, your parents.
Why he's waiting out. He can't do it no more.
There you go. Whoa. So I'm sorry, guys, but we're going to keep following this story and I'm extremely passionate about it. And I hope to God that he finally gets sent down for this shit. Too much evidence is out there for him not to get convicted. Enough is a effing enough. And people, blacks, whites, whoever needs to take a good hard look of the things going on in your own community, because this doesn't just go on in the celebrity lifestyle. This goes on a much smaller scale. And we're not opening our eyes and doing enough as a community, as a society, to protect our children. End of. I'm not going to say our black children, our children. End of. Whew.
Anything else to say?
Not on this matter.
Good thing Gill King ain't here either.
Whew. Whew. I'm sorry. I'm passionate about it because I know I've heard about it on a bigger scale. I know about it on a smaller scale. And too many people turn a blind eye. People don't do enough to protect their children. And I'm not trying to blame, because there's things that go on in schools. People can't be with their kids 24 hours, 7 days a week. I understand that. But where you can safeguard your child, safeguard your child. Where you can safeguard your sisters, your brothers, your nieces, your nephews, do what needs to be done. And don't be startled by, oh, that person seemed like a good person. Oh, that person's a celebrity. You don't know that person. You don't. And like my brother says, the thing he fears the most are people, because you don't know what the F is going on in anyone else's mind but your own.
Yep.
So in terms of R. Kelly, boom, we're going to leave him there. Whew.
So we will move swiftly on to Michael Jackson.
Oh, God.
But we'll let, Queen Iffy have a moment.
Okay.
Because she wasn't standing up and whining like R. Kelly, but she was very close to doing it. If you could tell how passionate she is about it. Michael Jackson's, they just had a documentary this week about him, obviously molesting those boys when, they were younger. So the men are maybe now in their 30s.
What was the show called, by the way? Leaving Neverland?
Something like that.
Yep.
I just remember Neverland. They always bring it back to Neverland in terms of the title. And I watched a bit of it. I watched about half an hour before I decided to go to sleep because it was just like fame hogging. It was kind of like the men were just kind of like, we first met him on stage when he used to have his concerts. He'll pour for a few of us up to start dancing, that kind of thing. And then the parents going, at first I was like, no, my child can't sleep over at his house. And then I was like, yeah, he can. And like if Susha said, like, you don't know him, full stop. So why are you letting your child have a sleepover for 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, And it's because obviously you were well taken care of, because Michael Jackson was very generous, as far as we all know. So it's a case of like, all right, so because you got something out of it, you could just give your child away. Like you're getting something. And it goes back to that back home mentality, or from that poor country mentality. As long as you get something, you're willing to give something in exchange, your child or whatever, to survive. And it was kind of like you're putting the blame on someone, but at the end of the day, your child is your responsibility.
Of course.
You've decided to let him go, because Michael Jackson can't come and take your child. You said, yes, this is okay. And my thing is that, looking at Michael Jackson, I was a big fan of his. I won't lie with that one. And Janet Jackson as well. If I compare both of them, they both started off as children. Well, more Michael Jackson started as a child artist with his brothers in the Jackson 5. When he became a teenager, he did that whole thing, Ben, and whatever about his mouse. I Want to Rock With You, all that kind of sort of era. Around the same time, teenage years, Janet Jackson was doing Control. Then Janet Jackson went into, her whole sexual female, energy. Love Janet, love her. And she's always been very much like that, Whereas Michael has still done his very man in the mirror, thought-provoking, black or white music. The man ain't got a sexual bone in his body. Even when he married Miss Lisa Marie Presley, we all know that was something. Just something. Like, did she sit on top? Like who was he? Like, that relationship. Ew. So to even go, you kind of get a vibe, especially if we don't know Michael Jackson, we never knew him, you kind of think, did this man really try and put it on these kids? Like, I'm not trying to be shady or take it as a joke, but I can just imagine them literally just having a sleepover, and Michael going, okay, let's play some cards. Okay, let's tell stories. Okay, who wants marshmallows? Oh, okay. Well, you sleep in that bed, I sleep at this bed. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Not like anything beyond that. Because I still feel like he had that innocent thing about him. And he was such a perfectionist in his work. So those are the two things that lies. He just wants to play, and not play in an inappropriate way, but play and literally just do his work.
Yep.
So for these men to now come forward, it's kind of like, you wasn't abused. You wasn't like, your life wasn't really finished like that, Don't jump on an R. Kelly bandwagon and think it's my time to tell my story. Yeah, and it's not because you're males that I'm trying to be prejudiced against you. But honestly, like looking at Michael Jackson and looking at R. Kelly, like R. Kelly has done it. He's done it in Bump and Grind. He's done it in She's Got That Vibe. All his music, I want to just bring up the playlist of his songs to even tell you what he's been doing. And then you look at Michael's playlist and you think, no. And we go even similar. And I don't want to associating other artists with others so you don't get mixed up, but even looking at Will Smith, he never swore in his music was always very clean. Do you understand? He leads a clean life. So as much as like fine, you can't always judge people by their music because sometimes they get people to songwrite for them, but you can kind of tell there's a similar pattern here. In terms of the artists that we're seeing, we then got to flip it over completely to DMX, we then flip over to Drake. You look at them and their music kind of reflects them. Michael ain't ever gonna be singing Bump and Grind. You know, he's not that kind of artist. So I don't believe, as much as all right, fine, he might have, you know, a grown man having a relationship with a child like that's not his. But having a relationship with a child, you know, or being a youth worker or being a teacher or being whatever who love to work with children, it's different saying you molest children. You're a paedophile, you prey on children. So that's why after half an hour watching that thing, I thought, nah, I'm done with this, because half of you are liars. Wade Robson up in there trying to get his career back. Not sure about you either, mate. You want to be part of the whole NSYNC or Backstreet Boys and never got picked, you know. So with the whole Michael thing, I think let the man rest in peace. Until you can bring proper evidence, then I just don't want to hear about that no more. As far as I'm concerned, I think I'm kind of done with that. He's the king of pop. Let him rest in peace as that title. That's just my stand on it.
Right. With me, the way I feel about it is, I agree with you. I just don't see Michael Jackson having a sexual bone in his body. Not for kids, not for anybody. Do you know what I mean? But we have to say, we don't know. None of us know 100% for sure what went on. We don't know. But again, this is another thing, just like you said, this is where the parents come into play. Stop leaving your child, stop getting starstruck and acting a fool and leaving your kid in the hands of someone you don't know. I definitely think Michael was weird. Everybody knew Michael was weird. Do you know what I mean? But I don't feel like he was a predator. I don't. I feel like when someone's a predator, and guys, I'm just speaking, I might be wrong. When someone's a predator, there has to be a little bit of a forceful nature, because someone's not always going to be even when I know you groom them, even when you groom somebody, I feel like at some point you will switch on a little bit of a forceful nature
and persuasive.
Yeah. And I just don't feel like Michael had that. That was not the impression that I got from him. Obviously, I don't know him, but you know, I just feel like there was not enough evidence around him. And I remember there were people, I'm trying to bring up this post. One moment. Okay, yes, I found it. This is a post because the show was called Leaving Neverland. It's already aired, I think, in US, but it's started to air over here in the UK. Now, I read a post on Facebook, and I'm going to read it because I thought it was very informative. You form your own opinion. Right. So it says, the FBI secretly investigated Michael Jackson for 4 years, tracking his whereabouts, his computers, his phone calls, etc., and released a 300+ page file, completely vindicating him, stating there was absolutely nothing to even remotely suggest he was an abuser, and the general public, in brackets, and media completely ignores it. Yet two admitted liars and perjurers, one of which who even refers to himself as a master of deception, came out with a completely one-sided, sensationalized story. Yes, story, not documentary, which contains literally no evidence whatsoever and is full of inconsistencies. And a large majority of the public doesn't even question it. The jurors who found Michael Jackson not guilty in his 2005 trial agree with the FBI. A juror said it was completely obvious there was no molestation done. It was pretty obvious that there was ulterior motives on behalf of the families. Just because a story is graphic and disturbing doesn't make it factual. Before you judge anything, do your research. Facts don't lie, people do. So it also says, just to conclude, the bottom line is, if you want to view Michael Jackson as a paedophile, you will. It's easy to do. He admitted to allowing children to sleep in his bedroom, but his bedroom wasn't the size of a normal size bedroom. It's a big bedroom, you know, basically the size of a small house.
Yeah.
His bedroom. So, and he has been accused of child molestation more than once. He's not the guy next door, and was undeniably erratic. And mostly certainly didn't live a conventional life. But to anyone who has bothered to look into the allegations against him, and I mean really look into them, there is more than enough evidence to demonstrate that he was a victim. He was a victim himself of copycats and false claims for the past 25 years. Yet, despite the Los Angeles Police Department stating that Michael Jackson should be presumed to be innocent, despite a jury finding him not guilty on every single charge against him, despite the Los Angeles Department of Children and Family Services twice investigating him and clearing him of any wrongdoing, despite the FBI conducting a very thorough investigation in which no evidence of wrongdoing was found, and despite the cash grab lawsuits of his accusers being tossed out of court, the court of public opinion may sadly be what defines this saga, and a large part of his legacy. So I know I read that all kinds of rubbish, but that's facts upon facts upon facts upon facts.
Yeah. At the
Mic
end
drop.
of the day. So we just got to see what the Jacksons probably come out with, or where it's going to transpire next.
I hear, sorry to interrupt, I hear that the Jacksons have spoken out about it, and they're saying again it's lies, and they're saying, people have said, why do you think it's lies? None of them were paid for the documentary. So the Jacksons have said none of them were reached out. You know, it was completely one-sided. No one reached out to the Jackson family to give their opinion. It was all one-sided, and that the Jacksons are suing the company that that released the document, the story. Sorry, people are saying it's not documentary, the story. Yeah, so they're suing him, and I think rightly so.
Good. Because like I said, let his legacy lie unless you guys can prove that he lied.
Yep.
So yeah. So I think the moral of the story is, with these two people or situations, especially in 2019, is just be a bit more vigilant, people. And that's not to say obviously you can't trust your close friends or family or whatever, but just be more vigilant in terms of who you let your children interact with. And it again goes to show that, you know, some people just shouldn't be parents as well.
Yeah. Wow, boy.
But that's a whole nother day.
Okay. Wow. So now the Jussie Smollett story. Now we're going to be quick, because if you see New Year Nick, he's just looked away like, please, I don't even want to chat about this crap. Right. So for those of you, again, who've been living under a rock, the Jussie Smollett story. So Jussie Smollett is one of the lead characters on the show Empire. Jussie Smollett is a black homosexual man, very talented. And he's a homosexual in real life and on the show. And he was attacked, and apparently it was portrayed to the public as a homophobic and racist attack, that he was attacked by two white men, and apparently they came with a noose to put around his neck, which they did. They beat him up. They gave racial slurs and homophobic slurs, like kind of like in a kind of make America great again, that kind of, in that kind of tone. At first, when it first came out, everybody was, really sympathetic. The Chicago Police Department were on the case, investigating. Now, allegedly, they found the two people that apparently committed the crime. It was my two Nigerian brothers, not my personal brothers, but just two Nigerian men.
Just speaking of.
Yep. And I guess they were arrested as well. And they've come out and said, sorry, this was a setup. We were paid by Jussie to do it. One of them is actually, I think, an extra. I think, or they were both extras on the show, and one of them was like a personal trainer, I think.
I don't know the connection still.
Yeah, but I think one of them was an extra on the show, and another one was like a personal trainer. So he knew them, and they, you know, they didn't have a lot of money, and, you know, he offered them money, and apparently he kind of did this because he was coming up to the end of his contract. He wants his contract again to be renewed, and he wants more money.
Yeah.
That was what the whole thing behind it. And, you know, he thought if he goes down the sympathy route where he gets attacked, a lot of media attention and stuff will be around it. It'll be hyped up. His name will be hyped up, and he'll get a pay rise. So now I'm just gonna say, when the first story first broke, and I mean it, I was squinting a bit like, they never hit his face. Like, what? Maybe he had one scratch in his face. You got two big men, you know, they're gonna hit your face. Like, why wasn't your face, you know, wasn't your face well messed up? There was just a bad taste around it. And obviously, allegedly, you know, this is all allegedly, you know, he set the whole thing up, and I believe he actually did. I'm just saying, and again, this is the court of public opinion. I'm just saying, I think he did, and I think it's absolutely disgusting. I understand at the end of the day, hey, it probably wasn't even that bad of a plan. My friend executed better. My friend, you paid them with a personal check. What kind of are you stupid? First of all, I don't even know no Nigerian that accepts checks.
The thing is, I don't understand. You've watched in the show for such a long time. You probably got the idea from one of the storylines in the show. And you don't know how to cover yourself up a bit better. Come
on, my friend. Like, and you should know how my people will give you up at a drop of a hat. Will give you up.
Like you said, no scratch on his face. At least get some makeup. When people get beat up on a celebrity thing and they go, yeah, they went to hospital or whatever, they release pictures to show how badly abused they were. And then, all right, fine, you don't want to abuse a picture to ruin your face or whatever. We know it's a whole Instagram facade and, you know, time right now. But then after that, even when you came on the show, the interview, to discuss what happened, you were fine. Not broken ribs, nothing. Like no scar on your body. You will never know you've been in a scrap, and you want little boys to know that you fought back. You must have done some kung fu high secret, you know, assassin type of behavior. Like, come on.
I just think. Even I saw the interview he did. So after the attack, he did an interview.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't believe him. I thought he was supposed to be an actor. I mean, now I really don't believe you because, like, what is this? You know, he just didn't cover his tracks better. There was supposed to be a burner phone. He didn't have a burner phone. You know, it just, for me, it's really, really sad. There are people out there who are actually getting attacked.
Yep.
There are black people who are facing persecution left, right and centre, not just in America, everywhere. And you use this, you know, and obviously homophobic attacks. You used, you know, all of that going on. Yeah. To kind of further your career. Let me tell you something. Yeah, your career has been elevated in a different direction, my friend.
Of all the things to do as well.
My friend just dropped down the stairs. You know, like, you know, we'll feel sorry for you. Do you know what I mean?
No, just all the things to do. There's other PR stuff that you can play with.
True.
Like, come on.
But it actually did initially work to his advantage. Number one, people were talking about it. Number two, you know, because even though he's on the show, he does like concerts and things like that. And his concert wasn't sold out. After he had that attack, the concert became sold out. So he had a point. You know, like people love that sympathy.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. But like I said, drop down the stairs, break a couple of, you know, do something like that, you know. But not to this extreme, because I just feel like I feel offended. I'm not gay, but I feel offended as a black woman. There's black brothers and sisters are getting persecuted every day. You hung on to this. You got the whole news thing. You got my Nigerian brothers involved in this
that one
shit.
go. She is not letting that one go. You put Niger back into it. Like, we had a 419 scam. Now you're bringing the whole like attack scam.
I'm just so disappointed because I actually like Jesse Smollett. He's extremely talented, just not talented in the role of deception. Now let me tell you something. And those of you who don't know how black brothers and sisters, one thing we know how to do well is lie.
Well,
you know, I'm like, boy, you didn't lie well.
That's what I'm disappointed with. And as much as I love our black people and that kind of stuff, and, you know, don't use the racist story, don't use the homophobic story. My thing is that he decided to do this and he didn't do it right. That's what I'm offended about.
Foolish boy. It's not your fault. Foolish boy.
Do it properly. Like, get that sympathy vote, whatever. But follow through. Please just follow through. You just wasted all our time, all our energy, and it's made that you look even worse. Like, come on, you're a child actor. Like, come on.
The thing is,
people behind you as well, because even Taraji was like, oh, this has happened to you. You have like even your cast members supporting
Terrence Howard really, really supported him. And to the point where I think at one point, apparently, because, you know, when Jesse came on set after the allegations had come out, he said, it's not true. You know, I was genuinely attacked. Some people didn't want to film with him.
Yeah.
You know, and then even at one point I heard Terrence ran to his trailer because people were treating him a certain way. You know, it's so sad. And again, I don't want to keep, it's hard enough and I don't care what people say, unless you're black, you don't understand. Because I've had non-black people that I know be like, oh, you know, there's only one world, oh, whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's what they teach you. There's not one world, there's two. I've seen it where I showed up to places and people have blatantly looked at me a certain way and thought, oh, I didn't even realize that, you know, that she was black. You know, like maybe they'd heard me on the phone or whatever. I didn't even realize that she, you know, they looked at me in a certain way and the conversation just
changed.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh yeah, I already knew, you know, the minute you saw my face, I could tell, like, you're treating me differently. And I'm like, right, what's the obvious difference? Yeah, I'm black. I don't get, and guys, unless it's happened to you, you won't understand. You have to fight 10 times harder in an interview. You do. If you don't fit the bill, you go into an office and you see there are not a lot of people that look like you. And you know you're going into those interviews and you're like, right, you know, this is not just going to be a normal fight. This is a fight of my life, just to get an inch of what my counterpart, who probably isn't even as qualified as I am,
or resilient, or talented,
I have to do 10 times harder. You know, and I'm sorry, guys, with those of you who work in the corporate world know exactly what I mean. And even when you do get in the door, when you see your fellow black brothers and sisters, you kind of do a little nod like, yeah, you're not alone. I'm
but
here
then some of them don't even look at you, but that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, I know. Because they're like, they pretend that they're not. They're
not from you.
Yep. They pretend. I see them. They pretend like, listen, I ain't with you, sister. You know.
We ain't sisters.
Yeah. You know, and I even understand that. But what Jesse did was in a way move things back a little bit, because even him being on the show was such a step forward. Him being on the show, being black, being gay, even, you know, his just character being on the show, I felt like, yes, we're moving forward. You know, you went and brought things back, bitch, by doing that. And if you are convicted, if you are convicted, trust me, you're gonna be very popular where you're going, honey. You know, so you do with that what you will.
Shady.
Sorry.
Drop the mic. Boom, number 2.
Yep. Boom. Drop. Okay, so we're finished with Jesse Smollett. We'll obviously keep everyone updated as and when that case continues, and yep. Anyway, lastly, what we're going to talk about, Khloe.
The K.
Yep.
Okay,
Khloe Kardashian. So we all know, and we've probably said it before about Tristan and his cheating ways. Tristan don't care. Tristan want to get caught. So apparently Tristan had a party, and it was like a no phones, no, you know, social media type party, and Jordon Woods, the best friend of Khloe Kardashian's little sister, Kylie Kardashian, you see her, you know, that she's
makeup line.
Yeah, she's all over the place with, she's like Khloe's Malika, you know, like she's like the best friend of Kylie Jenner, sorry. And apparently Tristan had a party, Jordon ended up being there, and allegedly she was there kissing up on him and messing around with him at the party. So as a result of that, all the Kardashians unfollowed her. You know, she was living in Kylie's house. Kylie kicked her out. Apparently Jordon put out this tweet that said, my surname must really be Woods because now I'm living in the woods. Hey! Sorry, I thought that was funny. So people have been hitting up Khloe on social media, and she's sitting there saying, listen, Tristan is to blame for this, but he is also the father of my child. I can't X him out of my child. So as much as everyone wants me to stop blaming whoever, he is to blame, but I have to keep communication with him. I don't have to keep communication with her. So obviously a lot of speculation, a lot of talk has been going on, and then we get to red table talk.
Good red table.
So I don't know if you want to chime in.
Miss Jada Pinkett
Nick.
Smith. Whoop, whoop.
Mm-hmm.
So intro to the Red Table Talk conversation was showing Geordie, Jada and her mum in the kitchen, and then they had Will Smith on the laptop, like doing the Skype type of thing, like, hi, how you guys doing? Because he's making Bad Boys 3, and I hope it's great. Coming out soon. So he was like, oh, you know, Geordie, I've known you since you were a child, because your dad used to be an extra on Fresh Prince.
No, her dad was I think her dad was a sound engineer on Fresh Prince for the whole of the entirety of the Fresh Prince
how he knows
show.
Her since she was little. So yeah. So he's like, you know, I'm like an uncle to you, we love you, we're here to support you type of thing. And she's just like, thank you so much type of thing. So, you know, like, we always think these celebrities don't know each other. They all know each other. Anyway, it's a whole nother day. So she gets down to the table. So Jada's like, just explain your story. So Jordy's like, I'm just out with my friends. I'm just out, you know, we're just chilling. And someone goes, let's go to a party. You know, I'm trying to speed this up. Let's go to a party. They basically go to his house. Obviously, she's just like, I know I should have been there in hindsight, that type of thing. But, you know, I'm just going with the flow type of thing, as you do. Gets there now. She goes, I was at no point flirting with him. But, you know, we were sitting kind of close. I had my legs over his legs. And then Jada's like, hold on, so were you leaning into him? Like, what was the body language? She goes, no, we're just sitting and my legs are just over him. It's like later on. And Jada's like, all right, continue. She goes, yeah. So that was the only kind of physical interaction I had with him. Even that, I know I shouldn't have done type of thing. I should have been like that. She goes, okay. So she goes, so now we're all getting back to saying bye. You know, the sun's come up, you know, one of those nights, you know. She goes, I was drinking. I was drunk. I was not tipsy, but I know, you know, what was going on type of thing. She goes, so I'm not making any excuses. Yeah. I was drunk. I was not tipsy, that type of thing. So I've not woken up. I've now come out of the house to say bye to everyone. It's broad daylight. It's like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. All now going to say bye. And then he's kissed me on the lips. And then Jada's like, was it tongue? She goes, no, it wasn't tongue. It was just a kiss on the lips. And he's like, okay, continues. What happens next? She goes, so then I go home to Khloe and Kylie, and they're like, oh, how was your night type of thing? And I told them that I was obviously there, but then that was it. I didn't tell them anything about the kiss because I was just like, I already know there's stuff going on. I didn't want to add fuel to it because Chloe's kind of like the thing asking me, how was it? But like, was any girls on him? And I was like, no, there was no girls on him. But sure, her legs were on him. But she was like, no, there was, everything was fine. He was well behaved type of thing. Yeah. Type of thing. So she goes, and then obviously later on it comes out. Then the bomb drops basically. So Jada's just all the time just nodding her head, just listening, and she's just like, I know I should have told Khloe from the beginning that that's what happened, you know, but I was just so scared. And again, I know what's really going on with them, so I didn't want to kind of add fuel to the fire. But I don't like him. We've never had a relationship. Nothing's happened after that. You know, I've been very apologetic. I know it was a bad mistake from the moment I actually went to his house. I shouldn't have gone there because there was nothing for me to really do there. It was one of those kind of nights, you know, I just wish I could take it all back kind of thing. Yeah, that type of stuff. I'm not a home wrecker. I'm not a this. I'm not a that. And I was just looking at her thinking, girl, please. I understand. All right. I understand. Let me just put the other hat on. I understand you get caught up. You're trying to say bye, someone just kisses you or whatever. I understand that you're like, damn it, look. Do you know what I mean? But again, it was the before. So I think because of the case of beforehand, of you sitting so close to him, he's already getting a bit excited. So again, I don't know you lot's interactions with each other to feel free to do that. But I'm only going to go by it was because you were so close in proximity. If I'm not really chatting to you all night as like a female to a guy, you're never ever gonna want to come and try and kiss me like that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because I've got male friends. There's, you know, I'm friendly, and then there's like, if you even come in an arm's length of we go, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know, the head just turns and it's just like, oh, I thought we were cool. No. You know the time and place. Even the hugs don't even get too far with certain guys. So for that, even for him to kiss you, it's a thing of like, it's because you was sitting there like that. You know what I'm saying? I've got guy friends and we're close. And the hug thing, like sometimes I'm even taking that back and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, cool. Yeah, anyway, let's spud, innit? Like, I'm not doing that. We go to a party, we go to interaction. I'm not that close to you. I'm not sitting like that, drunk or no drunk. Like, all right, but cool. Everyone, it's your night, you're young, you're free. So I understand that, but at the same time, it's hard because obviously you now know you've got to tell her something. But again, it's that how of you know you're gonna get found out. You know, and I just feel like you should know better. Yeah. And Khloe's right for not talking to you, because no matter what, now she ain't ever gonna trust you. So as
Of
much
course.
as you might want to,
Mm.
you're gonna have to let her just have her space.
Yep.
And just carry on doing what you're doing, because there's no going back from that. Unfortunately, Geordie, you are in the woods.
Yep.
There's no other way to say it. You are in the woods. You made a mistake. You might have let it, but you made a mistake. Did you kiss everyone goodbye? No.
Do you know what? This is what I think, and I'm gonna be honest, completely honest with you. All of us have done stuff that we shouldn't have done. Like, all of us, especially when we were young, even when we're adults, we all have engaged in stuff that we probably, hindsight is 2020. We should have known better. What I will say is that even if it had gone down exactly how she had gone down, she should have gone and said something, even if it's just to Kylie, and should have gone, listen, I was drinking. I didn't come on to him. I promise you. I was leaving and I was like, okay, see you later. And he just kissed me on the lips. There was no tongue. There was no da-da-da. But he did. And I don't want you, because especially with that celebrity mentality where there's so many people around you, so everybody wants a story. Everybody wants us to talk about the Kardashians. I would have just said something, because no matter what, even if, and I would have said something to Khloe as well, even if that would have been a case of, because I reckon had that happened, and she would have and Khloe would have spoken to Tristan, I don't think it would have been as bad. I think it would have been like, you know what, babe, I was drunk and I went to kiss her on the cheek and I kissed her on the mouth, but it wasn't a tongue kiss. I was like, and I was sloppy and drunk. I didn't full on, and she moved back and then I moved back once I realised. Do you know what I mean? Because if you explain it like that, it would have been like, listen, bitch, I'm watching you. Like, don't do that again, kind of thing. But just like you said, why are you putting your leg on him? Just like you. And listen, anybody that knows me knows I am a flirtaholic. Okay?
Yes,
I am a flirtaholic. As long as you don't repulse me.
She gives a whole other name to it. Like, honestly, she could put a school tip thing on that anyway.
Yep. At my workplace, I got 2 or 3 of them on the go. I will flirt. As long as you don't repulse me, as long as we can have a laugh and a joke, I will flirt with you. But you will see, I don't get too physical with you. I might even put my hand on your shoulder. I might even rub your back. I'll even hug you. I'm not sitting on your lap. No. Do you know what I mean? I am not sitting on your lap, and I'm not always sitting up close, like cozy, to the point where people think, is there something really going? I will never get that close with you. That you really, really think something's going on. Do you know what I'm saying? You yourself will have to go, oh, I'm not even sure. Like, is she? You would have to actually ask me, because you wouldn't be sure if I'm joking. But even with my friends, men, and this, Christmas Nick can vouch for me. I don't never get too close with any of my friends' partners. I don't do it. There is a line.
Preach.
Yeah, there is a line. I do not do it. Not to say, like, and they're all lovely. They're all, got no problem with them. But I know where the line is. That's my friend, ain't your friend. Do you know what I mean? Ain't your friend. And when you do something bad to my friend, I want to be there cussing you. And I don't want you to feel comfortable that you can come and chat to me about my friend if something goes wrong. Nah, bitch. That's my girl. You cannot feel comfortable to pick up the phone and call me. Go and call your boys. Don't call me, because I ain't picking sides. The side is picked. I'm on that person's. I'm on my girl side. Even if she's wrong, I'm on her side. Do you know what I mean? That's it. I will do, hey, how you doing? I might hug them. Hey, how you doing? But I will never be at the point where I'm at a party and my friend's not there. Like, that's number one. My friend ain't there. I might be there and I'll be watching you like, okay, but I'm watching you.
You even forget that I'm even there.
And if you see me there, you'll be like, boy, I gotta behave, because I know that one's gonna go report to head office. Do you know what I mean? I'm there as the reporter. I ain't even drinking too much, because I'm like, I know you. Especially someone like Tristan. There's girls here. Khloe's not here. I'm watching. I will be on the phone with Kylie. Listen, I'm at this party. Yeah, I'm gonna be watching him. I'm gonna be the informer.
Right.
That's it. And if I decide I'm losing myself and I get drunk and he does that, I'll be like, you shouldn't have. I would have. The minute he come close, my karate chop hands would have been up. Whoa, don't get close. Or again, if I'm inebriate, if I'm drunk and this and that, I would have gone, no, bitch, don't, no. You got too close. Don't do that again. And the first thing I'm doing is, because I need to
from the car.
Yeah, Jordon needs to protect her own check. Listen, I Gavin, listen. Look, Linda. Listen, I guarantee you, had she done that, it wouldn't have gone this far. They would have been like, no, thank you for bringing it to our attention. And I would have gone, I'm sorry, I was there at the party. I was watching his ass. Do you know what I mean? I would have been doing all of that.
Then I've got to leave and
yep,
kiss me or whatever.
it would not have gone down. I'm not trying to say that she's lying or this and that, but it was just a bit, you know, I commend the Smiths. At the end of the day, they've known the girl forever. They want to give her platform. Good for them. But for me, I didn't watch the whole table talk, but when I heard of when the way social media attacks black girls, don't try that shit.
Yeah, so a lot of people have said that they're really offended by that whole play.
Don't try, and that's like I said, it's the same with the R. Kelly thing. Don't try and bring race into it. It's got nothing to do with race. You were caught at a party. You were acting inappropriately. Even if I'm blaming Tristan's the one at fault. But you as their homegirl, you knowing the kind of rep that Tristan has now, you should have been watching Eagle. Like, you should have been filming. No one took your camera. I would have been there scanning the whole room, giving them updates. This is what's going on. This is who he's talking to. This is you know what, SOS 999. Here's the location of the party. Pop up. Do you know what I mean? That would have been me. Or if I would have thought, you know what, I can't trust myself. I'm drinking too much. I'm being too sloppy. I can't even report to what's going on at the party. I'm leaving. Do you know what I mean? But there would have been no way I would have been at that party and Nick, you not been there with me, or one of my other, you know, Kylie, if my best friend, Kylie not be there, or Khloe, they would have known I was there. And the minute I'm too drunk that I don't even know what the F's going on, I'm in a cab on the way home. I go, look, I spied him as much as I can. Now I'm too. I wouldn't even say bye to him. I'll just bounce.
Yeah,
you know.
But then that just shows me. That's what I'm trying to say. That just shows me that she's just kind of like, she's thirsty. Because
and hungry.
Like I'm saying, she said that obviously she was with some friends already, and then they decided to go. And I get it. Like it wasn't a plan tonight.
Yeah.
And then you get there, but like I was saying, at the end of the day, you're not his friend. He's not married to her. Yeah, they've got a kid together, but it's still rocky. You know the situation. One thing, it was like the first outing, and Tristan's never done anything in the past.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? And you're like, cool, innit? Like it's like going to Scott or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like one of the other husbands, boyfriends, whatever. But you know this man and the way he's carried on. You know the girl's popular. Like you probably even heard her. She probably even spoke to you and been like, she's still anxious because it's like she can't trust him. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But my thing is that even if she had told Kylie, it's never gonna go down well. And I get that she's apprehensive because she herself, deep down, I believe, knows that the way she carried on was incorrect. Yeah, because like you said, you go to a party and your friend's not there and your friend's partner's there, and it's one thing if you lot grew up together. It's a thing of like you went to high school together as you know the three of you. So he's as much as your friend as he is your best friend.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Your best friend's with him and your best friend's with the girl.
Yeah, fair enough.
I get it. We have all those situations. But this ain't that situation. So from the time it ain't that situation and you go to a party or a social gathering or the beach, wherever you want to call it, and your friend's not there of that partner, and that partner has a history, even with regards of the history, you're there as another friend that's from far away. You're not there as their friend. Yeah. You're there as a spy.
Yes, sir.
And that's what, and I think don't go on the whole black girl thing. I'm going on a girl code thing right now.
For real.
Because you girls just don't get it right. That's what it is. It's not a black girl issue. It's a girl code issue. Yeah. Kylie's your best friend. Yeah. Kylie's sister's whatever boyfriend's there. Even when Kylie's boyfriend's there, why are you there for?
For
why
real.
are you there? What are you trying to get? What are you, my thing is going to be like, what are you trying to get? And then for that to even then happen, it's even like a double slap. Like you just went pow, pow, pow to my face. Like I already knew, like, all right, you might be a bit side-eye, you're a bit jealous of my sister. Now you've gone and done this. It's like, you really don't have none of our backs. Because, all right, take it into a thing of like, if Kylie went to his party, would Kylie sit so close to him like that and put her legs up on him? No, she would not. That's her sister's man. If whatever went there, they'll go there with their own pack and stay in one corner. If they went to a club, if, what's her name? Kim went to a club and Tristan's there, she might not necessarily hang around with him. She'll be like, this is my girls, we go on a little VIP booth, whatever, or she'll do her thing. None of her friends are going over there. She ain't going over there because that's whose back you've got. You didn't have their back when you went into that party. That's what my thing is. So even if you didn't do that, the fact of that you went there just thinking you can do whatever you're doing, it really shows me that you're really not for the Kardashian / Jenner family. So forgive and let's forgive, but for me, I don't think she was a truthful friend from the very beginning.
I mean, it wasn't until Red Table Talk that I realized how pretty she's. Very pretty girl. But that's the only thing. That's it. Other than that, I've always thought that she was jealous of Kylie. But you should have been protecting your check protect, even if you're jealous of her, protect your check, yeah, and just try and just stay on the come up, stay on the come up, stay on the come up. But hey, you know, you made a wrong move and you'll pay for it. From what I heard of, obviously none of them are talking to her for right now, but I heard that Kylie is open to, at some point, bringing her back as a friend. You know, and
but she'll keep her at arm's length.
Yeah, I think that's still nice because, like I said, I think for me, just admit you're wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like you know, like as in properly, as in, look, this is what happened. And even if she explained the same way and would have gone, look, what I should have just done is say exactly what happened. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm blaming myself. I went there. I went to the party. I knew he was there. I knew what his reputation was, and I didn't even think he liked me. I think. Literally, it was a little bit of a drunken kiss. I didn't kiss him back, and I should have just reported it straight away, and I'm sorry for that. Nick, that's it. It doesn't need to be no red table episode. Do you know what I mean? It's like, this is a 10-minute, I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
But that's where the problem comes now, because Khloe said that she never even apologised to her.
There you go.
That's what I'm trying to say. So my thing is, that's what I'm saying. So it's like you're just being more shady. We understand the drunken thing, possibly.
Yeah.
But we understand it. But it's the then after, you're still acting the shade upon shade. So it's showing me you're not caring about my friendship. You're trying to put yourself in a whole nother situation. You're not caring about this family.
Yeah.
Because that's apparently what Khloe said, that she hasn't even apologised to her directly.
That's rude.
So
rude.
even if you
That's
can't do it, and I know
done.
you're very much with this whole face to face. If you can't do it face to face because you ain't got the balls to do it or whatever, text her, go with Kylie. Do you know what I mean? Call her, do something. Do you know what I mean? Apparently she hasn't even done none of that.
See, that's some bullshit. You got time for the red table talk.
That's what I'm saying. So do you know what I mean? You just take Jada with you. If you wanna, you know, she's like my auntie. Take Jada with you, but don't not do that. And it's kind of like then. You don't really have remorse. You have remorse that maybe it got found out. Had it not been found out, would you say anything? What happens next time you go to the thing? Do you get what I mean?
That's I said,
she ain't trustworthy.
I don't want to throw too many stones because I'm thinking like back when I was her age, not to say I'd never done anything like that and I'd never do anything like that, but we've all made stupid mistakes. But for me, it's recognizing it's a mistake and apologizing for it. And moving forward. And I don't feel like the Kardashians would, I reckon they'd obviously keep her at a distance, you know, but I feel like they could forgive her. But you need to come with that sorry. You need to come with all the truth. Because they know Tristan's a snake. They didn't need you to, you know, they know Tristan's a snake. They don't know you as being a snake. So if you were the one to come forward and put it on him, I think they would have backed her. Like, I
agree.
Yeah, like I know blatantly. Any one of my friends come to me and went, if your man did da and I was a bit drunk and they kissed me, but I'm telling, the minute you've told me, and it's especially if it's something that I may not have found out, I'm backing you because I'm like, you know what, you didn't have to tell me. And I don't like the fact that you were involved at this level, but I know you're my girl because you've come to me, wrong or right, you've come to me and told me, right, how we going to kick this bitch's ass? That's the next, do you know what I mean? That's the next situation we need to deal with. But I just feel like it's just, the red table talk. I'm glad she did it, but you need to be apologising profusely to that family. You need to, because you put Kylie in a position because that's her sister, but she also sees you as a sister.
Right.
But obviously she's got to back her blood, you know, and I don't know. Just it's so
Girls,
sticky and messy.
I think you just need to all fix up. That's what I'm going to say.
Leave the drink. I'm not trying to say, I love it. You know, I don't drink till I get drunk. We all like a good old drink, but know your limit, especially when you're in a specific situation. Know your limit, and if you're not around people that you know or that you can trust, put it. You know, like if I'm gonna get drunk, I'm gonna get drunk around people that know me, that know that okay, she's gone too far. It's time to cut her off now. It's time to take her, make sure she gets home. I'm not going to be drunken in a room. If I don't know whose house I'm going to a party. I don't know half the people there, but I know one or two of them. That's not the kind of place that I'm going to be drinking. That's not. I need to know everybody in that establishment. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like it needs to be at my house. It needs to be at my close friend's house where there's 5 of us or 3 of us where I can trust.
No,
if I can't trust, if I can't trust, it's just some, you know, groupies kind of type party, and I'm there on a mission. Like I said, I'm there. Oh, I see my friends, man, but I'm watching. I need to have a clear mind. I ain't drinking like that there. Now, even if I'm like, okay, it's time to move on, I'll go to my own house, take a couple of my friends there, we drink there, you know. But like I said, as they say, hindsight is 20/20, and I'm like, let me move on. And you know, there's Khloe's on a new thing now, you know, like now Tristan, ever since they broke up, because obviously as a result of this, they're broken up. Hallelujah, thank God, what she should have done in the first place. But I understand she just had a kid. I totally get it. Yeah, I understand. But now ever since she broke up with him, he doesn't have anything to do with her kid. He's been MIA with her kid. And the cycle continues, you know? So, yeah. Okay, so I think we've talked about a couple of heavy
topics there.
Heavy issues. I want to close with just a couple of things. So we kind of did a couple of film alerts. So we got Bad Boys 3 coming out. We don't know when. Is it next year, hopefully?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Bad Boys 3 coming out soon. Just watch this space. Also, I heard that there's going to be a film done on the Williams' story, like as in Venus and Serena. Oh, God. Apparently it's being produced and funded by Will Smith's production company. And apparently he wants to play their dad. Now, apparently there's been some uproar about it because he's too light to play their dad. Sorry. That's what my thing is. I've seen so many things where I'm like, hold on.
Hold on a minute, but what's black playing white? I've seen white playing black. So you're talking about shades of black right now.
I mean, Angela Bassett played Tina Turner. They're not the same skin.
And she did a fantastic
She did. She, you know, and I think the main thing is Will is somebody, when you hear Will Smith's in a film, that's going to bring you to the box office. You know that. And that's going to bring you to...
Because when he did Muhammad Ali, I was like, he's too skinny for that. He's too light.
True. But they're sitting there, people are sitting saying Idris is a perfect fit, I think, for Serena Williams' and
because
their
of the
dad.
stature, I would definitely say.
And the skin, you know, and the skin tone. They're come up with some people who could bring to the box office. Idris would do an amazing job. You know that. He's on, and I'm supporting my East London brother because
I support my East London brother, but like I said, when we'll take something on, like that man,
you know he's gonna do the damn thing.
Come on,
So we're not sure if it's going to be a cinema film. And I'm like, if Will Smith's involved, it should be a cinema film. But they're saying they're not sure if it's a cinema film, if it's a Netflix thing, if it's a HBO kind of. Yeah. But, you know, I've seen Will Smith do a couple of Netflix things and they've been good. Yeah. But it should be a cinema film.
That's what I'm saying.
Because of the legacy, because of, you know, the whole complete struggle. And obviously, I've got mad respect for their dad, Mr. Williams. I've got mad respect for that guy, you know, because he brought them from nothing to something and from a book, you know, and I'm like, yes, everything they are is, you know, is from him, you know, and I listened to that guy. And I remember when they first came out and everyone was all on Venus and I was low-key loving Serena. And then he was like, you don't know. Serena is the better player. And I was like, and obviously you've seen it now. She is. And I always knew, like, low key. But they're both amazing. And their story's amazing. And it's a story that needs to be told. So that's on
cinema
the horizon. Cinema. And in terms of TV, just quickly, everybody, you know, please, in April, the last season, Game of Thrones is coming out. You know, and I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to be there's only a few episodes. It's not a lot. I think there's maybe 6 episodes for the whole season, but they're going to be all like mini movies.
Well, let's see if I can catch up before then.
Boy, good luck.
For the season.
Good luck. We're going to be reporting on that. But yeah.
In other films, we've got Captain Marvel, which is out now.
Yes, I'm going to try and watch that over the weekend if I can.
And What Men Want, with
when's that out?
That's out now as well.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. I've got some
there's another one, but I've literally just forgotten it. But yeah, there's quite a few. Oh, and obviously Avengers are in the making, so because now Captain Marvel's out, Avengers will be out soon after.
Yeah.
And Fast and Furious.
Oh lordy lord.
No, but it's not for like another year.
Okay.
But still, they're in the make, and some of it's in London. That's why I'm like,
oh yes,
yeah.
So
they're bringing that one back. But
lovely.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Okay, so guys, before we close, please check out the YouTube channel, 3PMS Ladies Podcast YouTube channel. You're mainly gonna see me just coming up with different segments that kind of tie into the show, but obviously you get to see what I look like, and you know, we're trying to do a lot more visual, so please subscribe, please comment. You know, you're gonna get a lot more Queen P, and it's fun.
Thank you.
And yes, guys, lastly, we promise not to leave you so long and stuff. We are gonna get back onto regular shows, we promise. So guys, remember, get at us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, iTunes, Podbean, And if you want to email us at freepms.ladies@gmail.com. I'm your girl Queen P.
Nick.
And obviously, what is it? Snoop. ain't
She's
here. She'll be back though. She'll be back. All right, guys, take care.
Thank you. Bye.